Hi, this is Stacia, and we're going to look at a training game that I'd played. And this one was rough, guys, I'm not going to lie. So let's have a look at it. Okay. So I opened with e4. My opponent played e5, knight f3, knight c6, defending his pawn, bishop to c4. This is the Italian game. And now knight to f6. So here I like to play the move knight g5, the knight attack. So with an obvious threat, d5 is the only response, and my opponent, he was rated 800 for this game, but he also had very few games. I think he created what he said is a new account for him just today. He had several blitz games, but this was the first standard one. Okay, so I take the pawn, knight a5, check, black blocks it, and after b takes c6, we are up a pawn, but now the white pieces that look active are actually not, because they're going to get forced back. So I played bishop d3. This move is theory. I'm going back and forth between bishop d3 and bishop e2. I don't know which one I like better, but so far I like bishop d3 because in the event of h6, there's knight e4. But then black does this, so, it's still a tough game. All right, I drop the knight back to e4. And if they let me, I will play knight takes knight. I mean, trading is good for me. This knight is often a bit off sides and kicked around a lot. So if I can trade him off, I'm pretty happy. And he traded off for me, so I was pretty happy to see this move. I don't think it's a good move. Let's see what the computer says. Wow, computer actually does like it. I'm a little surprised at that. I was not aware of it. So I took, but I guess the point is that f5 will come with tempo on the bishop. Yeah, so actually in hindsight, I do remember I was a little uncomfortable here, because if f5, what should I do with the bishop? I guess I do have queen h5 check. If this, we take it. Wow, is there no blocking that? I guess there isn't. King e7 is best. Wow. Well, that explains why my opponent didn't play that right away and instead played bishop to c5, which is a good move. I mean, a lot of times you're like, ooh, good, I can fork them, but it's harder to do than you think because, well, first of all, white's behind in development, so this takes 2 tempos to do. And if it takes two tempos, then black has time to get out of the way. So then you might waste a move. Like this knight needs to reroute anyway. But in this case, I did play, well, first I castles, and then I did play c3. So I am curious if this is a good move or not. But my idea really was twofold. I'm like, well, I might play this, but if f5 happens, I can tuck my bishop back. So that's kind of the point, because, f5, bishop f3, and then here, and then I don't know that I want to go there. I don't think the bishop is comfortable ever. So that's part of why I played c3. Computer says best move was, wow, it likes bishop f3 now. I didn't consider that. That's pretty interesting. Okay, so if f5, let's see what we're supposed to do. If f5, we go d3, and we stop e4. Computer says go e4 anyway. Fair enough. I would definitely take, I don't know what else to do, but a queen trade would be nice. Yeah, and here it says bishop a6. Attack the rook. So now I'm confused because it says e takes f5. Why would I do that when my rook's attacked? Okay, I would play rook e1. And now it's saying this is good for black. Okay, it's saying trade queens. I probably would. But this does bring a rook to the center. I mean, what about... Oh. No, never mind. I thought it saw something bad. I mean, why aren't we playing this move? Oh, I get it. F2's under attack. So if you do this, then you lose material. Yeah, and this is just, you know, foundational stuff because, I mean, essentially the game is opening up and we're not ready for that. So that's why there's stuff like bishop a6 and this move is working and we can't even take it. Like, we need development. Okay, so I don't think I'm into bishop f3. It's prophylaxis but it's too computerish, you know. Like I'm not gonna navigate that. So c3 I think is more practical because now f5 and bishop c2. Okay, and I mean I know that white's probably fine here, but black is down a pawn but has pressure. So I was threatening b4 here, so I thought he would move. He played knight g7. That's logical. Yeah, and I went back and forth on this move because I should develop, but I felt like this is kind of a free move. Computer is not into it though. It says play d3. Yeah, I almost played d3. This was second on my list. You know, just develop. You know, now the bishop's open. Now maybe the knight will go here. I don't know, but just develop. Instead, I threw in this move b4, and after bishop b6. Yeah, I played knight a3. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I'm playing weird moves, but, you know, I'm all tied up, so it was hard to figure out what to do. I liked knight a3 because I'm threatening to come into c4 and maybe grab the bishop and maybe attack the pawn. I just felt like this was kind of annoying, but the downside is that it is slow. It takes 2 moves to get the knight to a good square when d3 would be a normal move. Yeah, d3 is best. Bishop b2 is also a move, which is surprising to me, but okay. It's saying bishop b2, d3, then knight a3. Okay. I went knight a3. And the game is still fine. It's saying white has an advantage. So bishop here, and now I definitely was tempted to play bishop b3. It's like, I want to develop, but bishop b3 is going to trade bishops. It pins that bishop. And I'm not going to be taking this pawn, and this might come, so this diagonal, I don't think it's that great. So I went with this. Turns out it is good. Okay, queen to e7. So I think he's connecting his rooks and defending the bishop, and maybe x-ray defending the pawn as well, because knight c4 will come. So I did decide to play it right now. I thought that was good. Let's see what the computer says. Computer likes rook to e1. Yeah, rook to e1 makes some sense. I just felt like this seemed slow too, but yeah, because rook e1, I was worried about stuff like e4. But now it says go d4. I was a little worried about this. I didn't think this was right, but I guess it is. Now the bishop could drop back to avoid the knight c4 thing. Now it says take. I'm not sure I would take there though. I think I would play, well, in the game I really wanted to play g3. I wonder if it was some kind of big blunder. It probably was, because g3 ended up killing me in the end. So I might have learned a valuable lesson. Okay, d4. Yeah, I went knight c4. The bishop did drop back. I expected this, and then d4. Now, I'm sort of opening up the game now. Like, if black wants, they can take. But I thought this must be okay for me. Like, even if queen takes, I thought rook over. And I thought I'm good here. You know, I could take that pawn if I'm really greedy. Or I could go queen e3. Yeah, it turns out this is fine. So I was right about that. But he didn't take in the game. He pushed forward. I also looked at this. For any pawn break, just if you want something to remember, I always think for any pawn break, you should think about what happens if they take, what happens if they push past, and what happens if they ignore it. Those three things. So I did look at those things. But really, I mean, this opens up my bishop, so that's the main thing for me. All right, so he did push past this. Wow, and it does say f4. I really strongly considered f4 here, and f3. f4 I thought was not good because this is a passed pawn now. But you know what? I could park this bishop here. And, I mean, if they're going to do this, the bishop helps. I don't know. I think I do like f4. And if he opens it up, you know, I could take with the queen. I think this is a very good position for me now. You know, it doesn't even look like I'm down a pawn. Or I mean that I'm up a pawn. Like black's just not active enough. There's no compensation at all. All right, so yeah, f4 was good. But I thought black would do something else here. Computer gives a5. I mean, I'm not sure what I expected. I thought maybe, yeah, I'm not sure. It gives a5. Maybe that is best. Then it wants me to play knight e5. Oh, that's an even stronger point about f4. Is the knight comes to e5. You know, I vaguely saw this stuff. It like crossed my mind, but I didn't notice how good this is. This is pretty good. Like, I really do like this. And I'm not worried about this pawn. We blockade it with a bishop. We could even blockade it with a knight, right? I mean, why couldn't I do this? Yeah, I can. Because blockading with the knight is usually the best idea. And this bishop is getting traded off. Yeah. Okay, so we're learning stuff. Instead, I played g3, which I knew wasn't a good move. Like, intuitively, I'm like, well, g3 isn't good, but I think I should do it because, you know, I need to stop this move. But then what I didn't consider is that it's not really going to stop this move. And then he might get this. And then all you have to do is pick up the queen and put it on h3. And I'm done for. You know, and so after g3, those ideas did jump into my head. And they plagued me the rest of the game. Because it's like, you need several tempos to defend against that. Yeah, he played it right away, in fact. All right, so, yeah, I was like, uh-oh, f3. I played queen e2. So, okay, my idea was to, you know, take the pawn, probably. I was a little worried about bishop h3 as well. But I thought queen e2 was a good move. Or a decent move, at least. Not good, but good, but decent. Yeah, and I thought if queen e2 and here, I thought I would just simply take the e pawn. Now I can deal with this, I think. Not totally sure about that. I think I have this move. You know, If I have to, I'll play that. I don't know. I don't like this that much either, but computer says white is winning here. So rook a to e8, which makes sense. And then we grab a pawn even. Wow. Okay, not sure how to grab a pawn, but... Yeah, what about this move? Like, some idea is this. Like, I'm gonna come checkmate you. I guess here it says rook to d1. And if I come here, then what's the plan? Oh, it says knight to d2 or knight to e3. Yeah, knight to e3 defense. So I was a little bit too jumpy. Let's take that knight. Just, oh, wait a minute. Okay, that's going to pin the queen. So now I get why this doesn't work. Because, yeah, if I would have calculated this, I would have seen that there is no bishop takes knight stopping knight e3. Because, you know, we're going to win the queen. So, cool. Okay, but let's look at the game. Queen e2. Bishop here. Yeah, I'm curious about this move. Is this a good move? Yeah, it says bishop d5. I was very suspicious of, I'm going to be honest. Yeah, I was very suspicious of my opponent at this part of the game. And the reason is for two reasons. Okay, I am not going to accuse people of cheating. Okay, I'm not going to do that. But I do like to watch for red flags. And this opponent, they have a brand new account and they won the vast majority of their blitz games. Okay, the vast majority. They only had a couple losses. And you could cheat and still lose in blitz because you need time to check the engine. But okay, in this game, right around the middle of the game when it started getting complicated, my opponent started disconnecting. And he had 4 bars at the top and he would disconnect. So, okay, if it's red, you have 1 or 2 bars and you disconnect. I assume that's the internet. But when you have 4 bars, that means you're leaving the tab, looking at something and coming back. Okay, now that could be innocent, but it could be that you're looking at an engine, you know, putting the game up on an engine. So I don't want to say that, but I was getting irritated because he was doing that like almost every move at this point. And sure enough, bishop d5 is the second best move here. And it's not one that I even considered. But it makes sense, you know, he's defending the pawn, so okay. Now I played knight to d2. Okay, he took. That's not an engine move. I took back. Now I'm attacking this pawn. Now he brought the knight in. Knight d6 is the top move and it's good for black. Yeah, and now I'm very scared because at this point it's like, how do I stop this? I was thinking about f3 here, but if f3, can he push? Yeah, e3 is good. That pawn's too good. I really can't allow that, I don't think. So I actually played this move. And you know what, in hindsight, I don't like this move by me. I think it's a blunder because, he can take it. Like, I wanted to do this, and if here, you know, I will not put my queen on e3, I'll move it away, and then put the knight on e3 to defend g2. But, you know, my opponent saw this idea, and he took the knight. Well, he played this first. Yeah, computer says f3. I moved my queen away, and I want to play knight e3. So he should take the knight, and he did. I took back. Playing pretty good for an 800 player, right? And now I was thinking maybe this move. You know, I guess that takes 2 times, though. It's better to go maybe here. Computer also gives queen e6. Oh, same idea. Yeah, let's see. My opponent played queen e6. That was the top engine move. And I cannot stop this plan. There's no way to stop it. Like, the sad thing is, you know, I really wanted to play like rook d1, you know, queen d3, queen f1. But I can't even do that because these light squares are both defended. So it was super annoying. Yeah, and so I got checkmated. Well, I resigned right here, but I couldn't find a move to play, so I got checkmated instead. So, I don't know if my opponent was actually using computer assistance at the end there, but you shouldn't be disconnecting during your games, guys, especially if you have 4 bars and you were not disconnecting the whole game, and then you start disconnecting and you play like a genius. Yeah, people are going to be suspicious of you, and I did report him, so I'll let chess.com sort it out. But this was a very instructive game. So now I do want to go through and see what the computer key moments thing says. You can stay with me if you want. And yeah, this, unfortunately, because he was rated 800, it's like I should have aborted this game before it started. Like, I shouldn't be paired with an 800 player. So I'm back below 1700, but just barely. So I will, you know, that's totally fine. If I really am stronger than that, then I will play 10 more games and the results should show that. And I'm totally okay with that. But I do want to at least learn from this game. So let's look at the key moments. Did it mess up the screen? I guess you can still see pretty good. All right, so I'll leave it. Okay, so final book move was taking there. I find that hard to believe. Bishop d3 is a book move. Wow, so all these moves the computer's pretty into. It likes everything until knight d2. Huh. Knight d2 is a mistake. Let's retry it based on our analysis. Yeah. I didn't know what to do here, honestly. Did not know what to do. I suppose I could play here. But I don't like it. It's too late to play f4. I don't like taking here or anything. Can I play f3? No, I think it's too late. There's this. So I am kind of baffled what to do here. Maybe knight a5. But if knight a5, maybe knight takes. So, yeah, I'm really at a loss here. Maybe I should play something like rook d1 so that I have queen f1 available. In fact, I'm really strongly thinking about that. Maybe even rook e1's okay. How about rook e1? Now it's going to grade my move. Okay, it's better than what I did in the game, but still inaccurate. Let's retry again. Let's try the other rook move. See if that's any better. I don't think it will be, though. Yeah, that's a mistake. Whoa, did not mean to do that. Okay, this is the move. So if it's not a rook move, what should we do? Should I just move the bishop? Should I? You know what? I'm tempted to play something like queen here. It just doesn't feel right, though. So we're going to try it. It's a mistake. Okay, I give up. Let's do the best move. Wow. Yeah, that move you have to calculate, but wow, it's strong. It's plus 1.1. It's plus 1.4. So here I was thinking takes, and takes. And it's hard to imagine that this is good for me. I even thought, yeah, it takes, and now there's this check. So here we would have to go knight e3. Oh. Okay, I would expect this move. King h1, and we're totally fine. I guess we're going to play rook g1. This bishop's still pinned. It's attacked. Yeah, you know what? I would be scared in this position, but I can see that. I can see why it holds. It's actually winning for white. Wow. But that's a hard one to find, I think. So that's a move you have to calculate, and I did not calculate it well enough, apparently. This also develops our final piece. That's why it's such a desirable move. Okay, so instead knight d2 is a mistake. Now let's continue our key moments. Says queen c2 is a blunder. Wow. Okay, well, I thought I was lost already. Let's see what the right move was. My queen was attacked, so I have a feeling that... Wait, wasn't my queen attacked right here? It's messing up. Shoot. Now it's doing it for black. Okay, I found it. Okay. Queen c2. Let's retry it. Wow. What am I supposed to do, though? Because, you know, he has this plan. Take the knight, queen e6, queen h3. And there's no defense. So hopefully the computer is going to show us a defense. Oh, it's not. This is one of those cases where, you know, you're already losing. So let's see what the computer wants. Okay, queen there. I bet we're losing, though. Like, okay, let's play black. Black would take. We have to take back. I don't see a choice. Maybe queen e6. What would the computer do? King h1. Oh my god, we're gonna go rook g1. I missed this resource. I totally missed this resource, you guys. I totally missed this resource. Wow. Well, I'm glad I looked at this. Okay, and black can play better, though, so that was my plan against this. Let's see what the computer would do. After queen to d1. So why is this move so bad, then? Why is this move so bad? Like, if queen e6, king h1, queen here, rook g1. What's so bad about this? Oh, I forgot to take the knight. Sorry. Let's take king h1, queen here, rook here. So now it says rook f5. Wow. What a move. It's funny, but Jan Gustafsson had a move like this in a martial attack in his... he had this exact move, rook f5. And I guess the point is that... well, honestly, I'm kind of stunned. Why can't I... Oh, rook f5, not rook f4. Oh, we're going to do this. Yeah, is there no defense? It's saying rook a5, but that's going to get killed by the bishop. And when we take back, they go rook h5. There's no defense for g2. So, So even that resource can be foiled by the move rook f5 with the idea of rook h5. So let's do the one the computer said. Queen D1. Okay. Now I'm going to take, and after takes, Queen E6, King H1. Why does this defend then? Here, Rook G1, Rook F5. Okay. And now it says Queen F1. Wow, I feel like I'm just having an epiphany about this resource. I just didn't know about this at all. I did not see this during the game, and I was looking so hard for a way to save this. So I'm going to make a flashcard on these ideas because these are critical ideas to know. So Queen D1 is awesome. So in hindsight, Queen D1 is with the idea of King H1, Rook G1, Queen F1. So it's with the idea of Queen F1. And because I put the queen on C2, it's just simply out of the game here. I mean, it looks like I'll take a pawn, but I can never take the pawn or I get checkmated. So the queen, you know, needs to do a more important job on D1, and that's defend the king. So there you go. So this is a tough loss for me, but also a very instructive game. So I hope that you guys learned from it too. And I might even make a chess chomp on these ideas because I think they're that cool. All right, thanks. And I hope that you have a great day. I'll be back with more chess, looking to get back over 1700 very soon. So stay with me. Bye.